Hi folks, how you doing? I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and in Urmston in the northwest of England. I do hope you're finding the love and that you're witnessing the blessings of life in these difficult times. It's hard, I know, at times, my friends, but we are in this together. So I'm offering these devotions as my little bit of hope, doing what I can, playing my role, being a part of the solution. They are offered as a balm for the heart, for the mind, the spirit and the soul. And the title for today's reflection is Made Out of Water. With the rain outside my window, it seems quite appropriate. It seems to be raining for ages, but I won't get into that. I invite us to still ourselves together. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep, deep within us. I have lit the flame of freedom in this cup of belonging, acceptance and love. All life comes from water. Life started in the ocean where it began to take its many and amazing forms. Babies are cradled in water before they are born. Everything that lives needs water, from the smallest plants to the largest whale. From the beginning of history, we have built our homes and their lives around water. So let's celebrate water, which connects and nourishes all life. Each of us comes into this sacred space to dip into the well that nourishes our hungry spirits. Each of us comes with our own cup of goodness to pour into the well. The chalice is a vessel, a bowl, a cup we drink together. With this light we place in this vessel, we also place our common hopes, our shared dreams, our mutual commitment to a world made whole. May we be strengthened in our bonds of love and of peace. Amen. I'm going to begin with some words by Stephen M. Schick, Living Waters. We float on a sea hidden beneath dry surfaces, covered by stones. Isn't this why we drink and dive so deeply, go down to the sea in ships, risk drowning again and again? Isn't this why Moses parted the waters to begin his journey, why Jesus crossed the waters to comfort and challenge us? We were born in water, we float free in water, we are washed clean by water. Isn't this why we long to find our inward sea, to help us wash clean the world? As New Model Army once sang, we're only made out of water, the full moon gets us high, we can bend our shape into anything as often as we like. Water is the most precious resource on this earth. Our lives depend upon it. Just think about the number of times you've probably used water already today. Life is water. It is vital to life. It's not lost on me that one of the companies that sell bottled water is Vitale. Vital to life. 71% of the earth is made up of water. Yes, most of it's in the oceans and the glaciers, but there is enough of this vital resource for everyone to have access to clean water on this our shared earth. That said, as WaterAid has stated, that there are still 1 in 9 people across the world who don't have access to clean water near their homes. This is shocking in this world, isn't it, in this day and age? Clean water is vital to life. It is vitale. Surely everyone on this our shared earth ought to have direct access to have enough water to grow food, to wash food, to cook food, to clean the pots afterwards. Just those simple tasks. Water is vital to the food that we share and the people who care. Just think about the last time you were without access to clean water, how that felt. It was probably only a few hours. Just imagine what it must be like to live like that every single day of your life. Water, the most basic element of life, both of the external life and our bodily life. We're only made out of water. The full moon gets us high. We can bend our shape into anything as often as we like. With water being so central to life, it is hardly surprising that it would play such a large role in the many religious traditions of humanity. It is central to many of the rituals of most faiths. It symbolises birth and rebirth and is seen not only as a sustaining substance, but as a cleansing and therefore purifying one. God or the divine is often portrayed by water. Not very surprising when you think of the many qualities of water. It can bend into any shape and cover and overpower all of life. It is life-giving and sustaining and can be immensely powerful. It brings to mind some words by Forrest Church on God, actually. Forrest said, "God is not God's name. God is our name for that power that is greater than all and yet present in each." And isn't that what water is? A power that is greater than all and yet present in each. Isn't that what water is? You'll find images of water throughout the gospel accounts. These images symbolize chaos, rebirth and new life. Jesus began his ministry by stepping into the Jordan River. As he rose from the waters, he awoke to a new spirit symbolized by the dove. He saw a new vision and was awakened, or if you like, reshaped, reformed by the Spirit. Now, I don't see this as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We can enter into the waters and awaken to a new spirit each and every day. We can bend our shape into anything as often as we like. The spiritual, the religious life is not about living in a certain way, really. The question, I suppose, well, it is. It's about living a certain way, but it's how we shape into that way. It can bend and reshape. Doesn't have to be static. But what's the right way? What's the way to live? Well, perhaps water, or the qualities that water possess, can teach us the way, if you like. The way to be shaped like water. The Shape of Water, if you remember that wonderful film. Perhaps the way is to live like water. To live with the qualities of water. Maybe that's why the divine is in that image so often. It's not a static, shapeless thing. We can bend our shapes into anything as often as we like. Taoism teaches this, actually, claiming that we must go with the flow of life like water. Nothing is in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at overcoming the hard and strong. This is because nothing can alter it. That soft overcomes hard and gentle overcomes the aggressive is something that everybody knows, but none can do themselves. Therefore the sages say, the one who accepts the dirt of the state becomes its master. The one who accepts its calamity becomes king of the world. Wisdom of the Tao there. That great martial artist Bruce Lee offered similar advice when he said, I'm not going to try his accent. Be like water, making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You can put water into a bottle and it becomes the bottle. You can put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be like water, my friend. There's real wisdom in this, don't you think? We can't physically and bend and shape like water does. Of course we can't. But I don't think that's what's been meant here. Come on, let's not get too literal. I think this is talking about how we live. It's our persona, our spirit. It is this that needs to bend and shape in order to be in harmony with all life, and that eternal spirit that flows like water through all life. And there's something in this formlessness and the bending and the shaping that speaks to me of truth, particularly religious truth. In the introduction to One River, Many Wells, Matthew Fox has stated, Meister Eckhart says, divinity is an underground river that no one can stop and no one can dam up. And Fox himself has said, there is one underground river, but there are many wells into the river, an African well, a Taoist well, a Buddhist well, a Jewish well, a Muslim well, a goddess well, a Christian well, an Aboriginal well. Many wells, but one river. To go down a well is to practice a tradition, but we would make a grave mistake, an idolatrous one, if we confused the well itself with the flowing waters of the underground river. Many wells, one river. That is deep ecumenism. Again, this teaches something of the qualities of water, that we can learn from the qualities of water. We can access water as we can access truth, but we never get the full picture. The whole truth and how we access the truth is always limited. That said, if we come together, perhaps, we can drink from one another's sources and share the one universal river of life. If we share our water, pour our water out for each other. For we are one, we are interconnected, as we are with all life. We are water, perhaps. Water is the basic element of life. We're mainly made from it, and we depend upon it. It unites everything that lives on this earth and links us not only to one another, but all that is. It is a power that we can work with, and therefore live successfully or against, and therefore struggle with. If we remain rigid in all things, we will struggle. But if we can be moulded and bend ourselves to fit with life and that spirit that permeates all life, we can be in harmony with everything. So I say let's offer praise to water. That power that is greater than all and yet present in each. That vital resource that we cannot live without. Water is the most basic ingredient of life. May we absorb the lessons you offer us. Bend us, shape us, form us in your image. We're only made out of water. The full moon gets us high. We can bend our shape into anything as often as we like. I'm going to end this devotion with a few words of blessing. We need to bless more, and we can all bless. We do so by giving our whole hearts to life. So let's begin by blessing today. Let's give our whole hearts to life. I offer these final words of blessing. All rivers run to the sea. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling towards its destination, and finally the wide endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Go forth but come again, where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows. Where deep in your spirit you have found in this time and space a home. Be at home in this world like a river running into the sea. I am a river flowing to the ocean. I am a river through this land. Flow like a river, flow like a river, flow like a river, passing through this land. All rivers run to the sea. So let us be rivers. Let us run to the sea and let us carry that spirit with us in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Be like water. Amen.